With a new school year just around the corner, the Milford High School athletic staff once again assembled their core of captains from all 3 sports seasons for the school's annual Leadership Academy. This year marks the 5th anniversary of the Leadership Academy, and we asked creator of the program, athletic director Peter Boucher, to reflect on this milestone.
It's been quite an evolution of where we come. We started, with like a day and a half, and then we went to 2 days, and then we jumped to 3 days where we added the adventure programming day, which, the kids all look forward to. It's sort of like legendary. Like everybody shows up for that Saturday. It doesn't matter what's going on. So, I feel like, I know I've said this for a long time, but I continue to really just spread the message that Milford is a very special community. And I can say that because I didn't grow up here, Other towns talk about people power. They talk about finances and helping kids and then when you get to close to that finish line, everybody scatters. But that doesn't happen here. Whenever we've needed help, that Saturday costs a couple $1,000s. This year Consigley Construction stepped up. Petro does the shirts every year. Community Use buses us. I mean, the boosters pick up 2 lunches. The Gridiron picks up 1 lunch. I mean, you name it. If you look around, everybody is all hands in. All the presenters, do this gratis. None of us get paid to do what we're doing, and all the setup. But to do this for 5 years in a row and just continually grow and really, I think, get better. I'm going to say the same thing I said last year. I think this is the best Leadership Academy that we've had yet. We really retooled it. We tried to make it more fun, but also keep it academic and skills related so people can walk out and say, wow, I have 12 concrete skills that I can apply day one. I can start now. So, yeah, it's been fun. And, I don't mind saying, and I don't know if people get tired of hearing this or not, people are envious of what we're doing. They're envious. The other ADs want to come in. They want to borrow it. Hey, can I have your PowerPoints? Can I borrow the audio? Whatever. No, because this is just for Milford right now. This is important to be able to we built it for the Milford kids, and that's really what we're sticking with.
Every year, Coach Boucher brings together the MHS coaches, as well as other community volunteers, to provide the student-athletes with a series of engaging sessions and activities to develop their leadership skills.
Well, the first year I was kind of like a spectator. Pete had told me about this Leadership Academy that he was running, and it interested me a great deal, so I said, let me go take a look. And he says, any help you can give is great. I loved every minute of it. He knows I'm a really enthusiastic coach and an enthusiastic person. I love to do things for the kids. So he asked me this year to, being a former phys ed teacher, he says, hey, we want to, integrate some outdoor stuff, some team building stuff, some bonding and stuff. And he said, would you plan it? And I said, I'd be happy to. I got really excited again. I think it took me back into my years of teaching. I got out of retirement for a while. But just seeing them, we got a classy group of kids, and just watching them compete this morning shows you why they are captains too.
I look back a lot of the time, and I think, a lot of the leadership positions that are earned or given in high school sometimes can be popularity contests in a way. If you're the president of your class, sometimes you just have the most friends and you're a likable person, and you not to take anything away from the class presidents. I'm sure they work hard and contribute a lot. But I think everyone who gets thrown into these positions at a young age, 16, 17, 18 years old, could benefit from, even just sitting down and talking about leadership and not just being expected to know what being a leader is.
After day 1 of the 3-day program, the captains in attendance were enthusiastic about the experience so far and were eager for what the next 2 days would bring.
Today was really good, just to see what goes in exactly being a captain. I've had a lot of good captains before, and I've seen what a good leader should do. This gives an all new perspective and what helped those guys get to where they are, and I think it's important to see now stepping into their shoes what it takes to be a captain.
It was really cool to kind of talk to all the different captains, and when we all came together and we did this activity where we each defined what a leader meant to us, that was a really big takeaway, because from all different sports, all different seasons, both boys and girls, we kind of all have the same viewpoints of what a leader should be. And I think that's a really great thing to have as a athletic department, because we all kind of have the same views and values. So that was a really big thing I took away from today.
I was really expecting what we got. We got a bunch of leaders who, from their past experiences, gave us some good insight to what we should be doing. Like Mr. Yan said, they didn't have these things back when they went, so it was really good for them, or for them to teach us from their past experiences what maybe to do, what not to do. A lot of good things to take away.
It's definitely really enlightening because I'd always seen like the really good captains and been like, oh man, I want to be like them. Like my freshman year, they were so great. My sophomore year, every year they've been so great. And I've just been like, you kind of look up to them and like, it's almost like, I think someone mentioned it before, you think that it's only going into it, like people yelling on the sidelines or organizing the team dinners, when we come here and learn there's so much more to it.
The staff at MHS has continued to adapt the Leadership Academy in order to find new ways to engage and challenge the school's student athletes.
What we've done is we've peeled back layers. Instead of giving them 12 critical topics, we're going to go with like 5 or 6 and spend more time on those 5 or 6, but not as much time as the 12, if that makes sense. So with that extra ancillary time, we're using a lot of the Project Adventure activities. You know, learn by doing. We're doing a lot of the Boomerang Project. We're doing a lot of the Harvard, that Teaching for Understanding, and the MLV, Making Learning Visible, that I was fortunate to be a part of. So I think the kids are enjoying it more, and it's physical. We're bopping around, and we're not just sitting, and not that we ever really sat for 2 hours, but it felt like it. So now it's, you know, every 12, 15 minutes we're getting, okay, 3-minute activity. And then we have that debriefing, like, why'd we just do that? And the kids have, they had the answers today. This is the first time in 5 years where there was that aha moment immediately.
When we went outside the scavenger hunt, that was really fun. I think all the activities we did were awesome, and it really showed how to be competitive in a fun way. And that's something that hopefully can continue during the sports season.
Mr. DeVito's talk was really like enlightening too, because he talked about how like there's different ways to talk to different teammates, and you're more setting the tone. You're more like another mouth for the coach than anything else.
I'm excited, I think like everyone, to go to the YMCA and work with my fellow teammates and just friends and be able to do the ropes course and all that kind of stuff. And I'm also just excited to kind of hear from all these different new speakers and get different viewpoints, because I have done other leadership things before, like in music and stuff. But every time you do something else in leadership, you hear a different viewpoint from each person. So I think it's really interesting to hear all these different stories.
The 5th anniversary of the Leadership Academy saw attendance, energy, and participation at an all-time high, proving that the program has already made a significant impact on the culture of Milford High School and will continue to be an important resource moving forward.
Having the captains here, you have a particularly motivated group of individuals who are really passionate about their sports. So if you give them the tools and you point them in the right direction, they usually take off running, you know, without too much assistance. And I think we've noticed that over the couple of years that I've worked with Coach Boucher on this is, you know, at the beginning we were doing a lot of talking, and we realized, you know, like these kids are all ready to go. And so now we're kind of letting them drive a lot of the activities.
There's obviously a great leadership presence at Milford High School. Like Coach Boucher always says, it's one of the, I would think it's one of the best schools around. Honestly, I would think the leadership presence from the Leadership Academy is very helpful, and it's something that I think most schools should do because it's helped in many sports. And you can see, just looking at other schools, there just isn't that leadership help. It's just people seeing, oh, Tom Brady yelling on the sidelines, let's go. And it's much more than that. And obviously I was a little naive coming today, and I'm glad it's helped, and over the next 3 days, I can't wait.
Even like when I was, you know, before I came to high school, going to the soccer games and seeing them, I think the leaders, it's just different now. Like they seem to get their teammates more, and it comes from like kind of you more understand where different teammates are coming from.
It's a little challenging not being able to go right into your sport, being a spring sport, but being able to still have this background and having more time to reflect on it and build off what you learned, I think will be very useful going forward.
This group really saw the value in what we were doing right then and there, which tells me, I hope, that the trickle-down theory is working. This is the 5th year, so these folks were freshmen. They had captains who for all 4 years were learning some of these skills, and by osmosis and diffusion, they're learning and watching and seeing some of these things occur. So it's part of their DNA, so to speak, their athletic DNA, I hope. So that's kind of we'll see when we're done. We assess and we debrief and we review everything we do once we're done. But I feel like we're already there. We've made progress, and it was a good choice. So we're excited. We feel good about it.
This is Milford TV News and Sports Director Tim Coet. Make sure you check out new editions of the Milford Informer every Friday at 7:30 p.m. or during one of our 8 convenient re-air times throughout the weekend. You can also find individual news stories as well as full archived editions on our YouTube page My Milford TV. If you live in the greater Milford area and have an idea for a news story, you can tweet at us using the handle @Milford_TV, or you can contact me directly by sending an email to news@milfordtv.net.